What is up out there? Good evening. Good evening. Welcome back to episode 31. We are here for Take Me Down a Rabbit Hole. I hope you guys had a good week. I hope it has been a very eventful week for your lives. I hope your friends and your family are doing well. As always, we meet on these Sundays to go over what we've heard about, what we've known about, and all the weird intricacies. I thought it was pretty interesting to see the tweet from Donald Trump. I'll kick it off with that tonight. Now, I don't know if you guys were around for the QAnon drops, but pretty much everything that Donald Trump is writing in his tweets had everything to do with what you saw on those QAnon drops. So to see that he came out with a tweet that said that Biden was a clone and that he's been dead since I think about 2021, I want to say that the tweet said, is just, this guy, I don't know if he's a troll, right? I don't know if this guy is just a big troll or if he drops facts in the most nonchalant way to where we think that he's a troll, but he's really giving us the nuggets. Because the whole deal with what QAnon was doing is that they had what are called deltas. So they claimed that they were telling us things that had already happened. And all we were going to do is get to see the movie, quote unquote, movie played out in real time. So a lot of the stuff they said happened 3-4 years ago, or even longer than that. So we're kind of just catching up. So I'm going to try to pull up the tweet. So the tweet says, there is no Biden. Hashtag Joe Biden. There is no hashtag Joe Biden. Executed in 2020. Biden clones doubles. A robotic engineered soulless, mindless entities and what you see. Quote, hashtag Democrats don't know the difference. Hashtag Steel. Hashtag US Steel. Now, I've heard of US Steel. I cannot quite put my finger on who owns that right now. But there's a reason why Trump is putting robotic engineered and then US Steel. He's letting us know something. We might not know what it is right now, but he's definitely letting us know something. But this is not new. Good evening, Freddie B. Good evening. I hope you are doing well. Yeah, there's something to be said about this. So again, going back to QAnon, if you don't remember or if you don't know what was going on, the elites, and when I say the elites, I mean higher up politicians, U.S. congressmen, diplomats, princes, obviously, the royal family is really heavy into this stuff. Even the Bill Gates of the world, they were cracking down on them because they had violated U.S. laws, pretty much. One of the main ones was crimes against humanity. And a big part of why these people were being charged with this is because of the how do I say this without, I'm going to say it because of the child sacrifices. They knew about all the baby eating. They knew about all the blood drinking and all that kind of stuff. They knew about the millions and millions of people that this has happened to. They knew about the rituals that were happening in the woods. They knew about the elite hunting part. They knew about all this stuff. And supposedly this is why Trump was put in office, to get this stuff shut down. And what a lot of people don't know is that the task force that's going around and shutting down all the pedophiles and all that kind of stuff, that was a military program that Trump had put together. And so They have been going around the world, blowing up all these underground tunnels and all that kind of stuff. So this is what all this pretty much stems from. So for Biden, it has always been speculated that he was not who he was claiming to be. A lot of people saw the face mask. You know, he would go and scratch behind his ear or something, and the skin would move in a weird kind of way. Even the footage that they have of him getting the vaccine, and they were showing like it was a fake needle and it didn't even really have any substance in it. Just crazy, crazy stuff. So this is what this is all coming from. So again, I don't know if this guy is a really big troll or if he's letting us know what the deal is. So I got to look up this U.S. Steel a little bit more. And of course, when I do that, I will post to you my findings. But so far, the United States Steel Corporation is an American steel company based in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It maintains production facilities at several additional locations in the U.S. and Central Europe. So they've been around for 124 years. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, just pretty self-explanatory as far as the steel making and the technology, but something's behind this. Like I said, he's letting us know about this company on the fly, even if it's in the hashtag. He's letting us know about this company, and I guess it's up to us to figure out what else that they have planned next. But it's just ironic. If you guys have ever seen the list before, it's just ironic that all the people on the list are coming up dead. Either they're catching pneumonia, they're having cancer. Just the whole COVID thing was taking a little stuff out. So yeah, a little late. Hey, what did I miss? You didn't miss much. I pretty much just kicked it off with Trump's tweet saying that, I'll read it again for those who were not here. There is no hashtag Joe Biden executed in 2020. Hashtag Biden clones, doubles, and robotic engineered soulless, mindless entities are what you see. Hashtag Democrats don't know the difference. Hashtag Steel. Hashtag US Steel. So yeah, I don't know. And I don't even know the point of him telling us this now, because the way it looks, Biden is on his way out. A lot of people think that Biden's cancer was already known, and that maybe they had put him and Kamala on the ballot knowing that he was going to die, or, you know, hoping that they were going to win the election. He was going to die and then she was going to be in place, but it didn't happen like that. So again, I don't know. But who else is a robotic engineered clone? That's what I want to know. So yeah, they're not going to tell us too much about, oh, I lied. The founders are Henry Clay Frick, and let me know if you guys are familiar with any of these names. Elbert H. Gary, William H. Moore, J.P. Morgan, which we should all know, and then Charles M. Schwab. I guess others are listed, but yeah, we got to find out some more about these people. We got to find out some. It really is crazy. It really is. It really is. It really is, especially because we are coming into a time where they're trying to get the robots ready. And by telling us that Biden is one of these robots, you're letting us know that you have humans ready to go, geared up, and they're actually robots. And who's controlling these robots is what I want to know. Who's got the button? Who has done the programming? I just have a lot of questions. But look what it says here. I'll say, look what it says here. Nippon Steel, Japan's largest steel producer, announced plans to acquire U.S. Steel for $14.9 billion, pending approval from regulators and shareholders. The deal, announced in mid-December 2023, retained U.S. Steel's name and headquarters in Pittsburgh. The planned acquisition was opposed by the United States Steelworkers. The Trump presidential campaign and the Biden administration formally blocked the purchase. U.S. Steel and Nippon Steel then filed a lawsuit against the Biden administration for blocking the merger and alleging that the block was unlawful and politically motivated. See, now that has me even more confused. Because if this U.S. Steel company is the one that are making these engineered robots, and Biden is supposed to be one of these robots, but he opposes it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Unless you kill him off, make him a robot for opposing the merger or the acquisition. You know what? I don't know. I got questions. I'll do a little bit more research, y'all, and then I'll come back to you and see what I found, because something ain't clean in the buttermilk, but I don't know what it is just yet. And speaking of artificial robots and things like that, have you heard about what Japan is doing? He said, what if Biden already passed away during his last term, hence someone stepping in? And that's what was originally said in the first place. Because if you see old school Biden, I ain't even talking about because he's older now. I just mean just different features. Look at his old ears and different things like that. You see that it's a totally different person. So either he's a clone, or either he has on one of them face masks that they're really, really good at putting together. But yeah, like you said, Biden might have already passed away a long time ago. And, you know, they had him in position, controlling him and, you know, doing all that kind of stuff. Again, thinking that they were going to win the election. I don't know. I can't wrap my mind around this, y'all. I can't. I'll come back to it for real though. His his forehead looked different, which shouldn't be the case because that's bone structure, not aesthetic. Exactly. Forehead, ears, stuff like that doesn't change with age. So, you know, but he's not the only one that looks different. If they want to talk about clones and stuff like that, he's definitely not the only one that looks different. But hey. So, Japan. There's two developments coming out of Japan right now. They got a lot going on this week. So one of them is that Japan has developed a universal artificial blood. They claim it works with every single blood type. You said when he fell up the steps to Air Force One, they were working out the kinks. They had to have, or when he got lost on the White House lawn. Yeah, they need to fix that. They needed to fix that. And maybe that's when they realized, you know what? We done messed up with this robot, so we got to scrap him, scrap his vice president, and yeah, it's just weird stuff. It's weird stuff. This article here says, in a major leap for global healthcare, scientists in Japan have developed a universal artificial blood substitute that could dramatically alter how the world responds to trauma, surgeries, and emergencies, designed to work on all blood types. Now, mind you, look, this synthetic blood doesn't require compatibility testing and can be stored long-term in powdered form, y'all. This is going to be in powdered form. And then when they're ready to put it into your body, because they ain't gonna be putting it into mine, when they're ready to put it into your body, they're gonna mix it with sterilized water. They're gonna mix that up and they're gonna pump that into people's bodies. Crazy. Says this innovation comes from researchers at Japan's National Defense Medical College, who announced successful animal trials involving rabbits that had suffered massive blood loss. The artificial blood was shown to maintain oxygen transport and promote clotting, mimicking the function of red blood cells and platelets. So again, unlike donated blood, which is refrigerated and is limited by a short shelf life and blood type restrictions, this product is temperature stable and universal. It can be transported to remote areas, disaster zones, and military operations, and then mixed with water on site. They said one of the major limitations of current emergency medicine is the need for blood type matching, and they're having a hard time keeping blood in stock at these hospitals. They said how it works. The Japanese team engineered the artificial blood using a mix of synthetic hemoglobin and lab-created platelet substitutes. These components are encapsulated in microscopic liposomes, tiny bubbles that mimic natural cell membranes. This design enables the artificial blood to carry oxygen, initiate clotting, and circulate it through the bloodstream like real blood. They said that so far, the rabbits have had a 60% survival rate, and this is comparable with the survival rates of using real blood. How do y'all feel about this? I have questions. Because the Bible tells us the life is in the blood. So if I have artificial blood in my body, how does that work? And is it going to have all the necessary nutrients and all that stuff that our blood carries? I just don't know. Pharmaceutical companies may also see artificial blood as a commercial opportunity, prompting debates over pricing. Yeah, it's gonna prompt a lot of debates. Maybe it's a good breakthrough. Maybe it's a good breakthrough. Maybe this is going to be a good invention, but I just don't get how it works. If God said the life is in the blood, then we are very far into the future than we think. As far as the end times, yeah, yeah, we're getting close. I don't know how close, of course, but we're definitely getting close because they're finding more and more and more ways for us to be non-human. Like, we're getting further and further away from the creatures that God created. But that's not even the half of it. Again, I'm not really sure what this whole artificial blood is going to be, but he said that means they have perfected being able to program and recreate DNA entirely. No. Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. But so far, especially with cloning and what they're doing right now, is they have to actually use the DNA. They have to actually use our DNA. Yeah, they strip the nucleus and put new DNA in and all that kind of stuff, but they already have the materials. But they're claiming that this stuff is just being built from scratch. Like, what the hell? Sorry, but what the hell is powdered hemoglobin? How do you even get powdered hemoglobin? And then you're going to mix it with water? I'm at a loss for words. They already have the essence of the Philosopher's Stone. If they can recreate life, then it's only an amount of time that they will be able to recreate reality. Ooh. Now, you feel like they have essence of the philosopher. That's pretty deep. Do you feel like they have the essence of the Philosopher's Stone? Miss Brittany Basden says transhumanism. Remember Daniel's dream of mixing iron and clay? Exactly. Exactly. I was just thinking about that the other day. I said, I think this is what they were talking about with the iron mixed with clay. I mean, there might even be, double meaning to it, but I believe that that's definitely one of the things, because we're clay. We're the clay. And they have us mixing with this iron. But again, that's not even the kicker, y'all. That's not even the kicker. Japan has also created the first artificial womb. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I thought that we talked about this years ago. I mean, 20 years. I mean, they have been talking about this for a very long time, but I guess it's just been a dream. Now they claim to have actually done it. And this is not something that they are just able to attach to you. And, this is something that they're going to be growing fetuses outside the human body, period. It says Japan has just answered the question with one of the most stunning scientific firsts of the decade: the successful development of an artificial womb capable of sustaining mammalian embryos entirely outside of the biological uterus. This is, okay, an artificial environment where an embryo can grow, develop, and prepare for birth without ever entering a human womb. Japan scientists have successfully nurtured goat embryos from early development stages in a fluid-filled artificial womb for weeks, a timeline long enough to be considered proof of concept for human translation. The research, led by a team at Juntendo University, used a transparent biobag system. That just sounds dirty. A biobag system, oxygenated artificial amniotic fluid, and external umbilical support. So who the hell are these babies connected to? I'm sorry. Who are these children going to be connected to? How are they going to get their nutrients? What's going on? This is the closest the world has ever come to the complete ectogenesis, a term of gestation happening entirely outside the body. They said previously only premature limbs were able to be kept alive in artificial wombs for a few weeks. Wait, what? Oh, lambs, premature lambs. I said there. Oh my goodness, I read that all wrong. Now they've got some good points, right? This saves the lives of extremely premature infants. It could revolutionize infertility treatments, offers an alternative for people unable to carry pregnancies. What they meant was women. Alternatives for women who can't carry pregnancies, and reduces health risk for mothers with life-threatening complications. But guess what they do say? They say the quiet part out loud. This could mean the end of dangerous pregnancies, okay? Gestational surrogacy, the biological clock as we know it. And here goes the assumption that only women can carry life. They said that this is going to stretch the definition of mothers as we know it. They said this stuff right in the article. They know exactly what they're doing. Remember, y'all, the Antichrist is not going to have a desire for women. And I don't even think that means a sexual desire. I think that means he gonna hate us so bad to the point, look how far he's going to replace us. Look how far. My goodness, y'all. Miss Sarah, good evening, good evening. Part of the Philosopher's Stone is being able to quite literally overwrite God. No, for sure. If y'all are not familiar with the Philosopher's Stone, So it's pretty much an alchemy reference. And what they're trying to do is find a way. Okay. What are they trying to do? They're trying to get immortality, but they're trying to learn how to get immortality from chemical reactions. So they want to change like base metals like lead, mercury, things like that to gold. So they use chemical reactions in order. Yeah, it's weird stuff. It's really, really weird stuff. But uh it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm almost at a loss for words. So it's all tied together. They have reverse engineered the human body to then reverse engineer the universe, as above, so below, within, so without. That's what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like. And in order to do that, like you said, they got to strip us of everything that we are, everything that we know to be. They have to strip us of all that stuff just to recreate this new world. Man, they're good. They're good. Like when we read that the serpent was the most subtle of the creatures that were made, he's good. I ain't gonna lie. He's a clever, clever creature. Wow. For example, if someone can recreate the alphabet, then you can recreate language. Such so you can recreate life, you can recreate the universe. And that's what they've been trying to do all along. With the Big Bang Theory and CERN, all the stuff, we want to recreate the very beginning of the universe. And all of it is to show that they are the gods, right? And I often think about the signs and wonders that are going to be so great that they're going to deceive even the elect. You know, are these also considered signs and wonders? Or are we just looking for signs in the sky? You know, greetings, greetings, welcome. Glad to see you. I hope you're doing well. Um, yeah, is this because there are a lot of people that are of the ideology that because we have science that proves there is no God, because we have all this knowledge of the universe, that means there is no God. So if they can, like you said, like we're seeing, if they can recreate babies in artificial wombs, or if they can clone people, just how they're doing, man, if they can do all this, all it's going to do is reinforce to those people who actually believe that yeah, there's no need for God. Science is showing us all this stuff. The signs and wonders will be them bending reality. That's while only those who literally walk in the spirit won't be impressed to the things that will appear to the flesh. Yeah, I think it's all encompassing. Like it's to me when I first reading it, I thought, okay, maybe they're just gonna. I don't even know what I thought they were gonna do. In my mind, I'm thinking fireworks, but that's not enough, right? But now I'm looking at it, I'm seeing like, oh, y'all are really trying to make it seem as though you're the creators of all this stuff. Mm. FYI, they will never be able to recreate us. We come directly from the divine with a soul intact. They are so disgusted that they are not us. Yep. The clones be tweaking. Yes. But, and see, we know that, right? We understand that. But there are people that don't even believe in a soul. There are people that don't even believe in the spirit. And so to try to convince them that we're special, you know, it's hard to do because of their mindset. Miss Sarah, I don't either, to be honest. I can't see how these things are possible, cloning and robot wombs. I can't either. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around how clones are made, right? Even with droning clones and all that other stuff. I mean, the DNA part makes sense to me. How they show it in the boys from Brazil. I can understand that, and because all they're doing is taking the nucleus from one place and then putting it into another, and so there's nothing really weird about it. But to think about that same, taking an ovum and putting it into a robot to grow it, no, I can't wrap my mind around it. And again, babies are connected from their belly buttons with the umbilical cord to their mother so that they can feed. How are they going to do that in an artificial womb? Like, what are they going to be eating? What are they going to be drinking? It's just too many questions. You don't have that connection anymore with, the bonding of the mother, and it's just too much. It's the same as Exodus when James and Jambres opposed Moses. Jambres opposed Moses. The only thing they could not do was reverse the curses sent by God and reverse the death, the last plague, or God will always prevail. Yeah, I mean that's something that we haven't been able to do it. And that is another thing. I'm glad you brought that up. That is another thing that they have been trying to do. They're trying to reverse the curse of sin. The wages of sin is death. That's there's sin entered the world. That's why we die. And they're trying to remove that curse. Trying to take the back doorway to immortality. It's not going to work, but they're trying. They are trying. That's a really good point. I like that you said that they're trying to reverse the curses. That is very profound. That's exactly what the heck they're doing. Perhaps those that don't believe aren't from the source. I mean, of course. Of course. Yeah. The Antichrist. And there's many. There's many Antichrists. And that's exactly who they are. Their father is the devil. Their father is the devil. But remember, in the Bible, it said that in the end times, the protector will be taken away. That's referring to the Antichrist being reality for real, like Magic or Thanos with the reality stone. Yeah, I think he's going to be, because when they say signs and wonders, yeah, I definitely think it's going to be some heavy, heavy witchcraft going on. But again, there's so many types of magic and divination and sorcery. They're going to be using every trick in the bag. Yeah, they're going to use every trick. The power of his word will be the thing at which unravels reality and makes Jesus come back ready for war, because that will separate the fabric of time, because those who have the mark to be immortal. Oh yeah, they're moving quick. They're moving as fast as possible, y'all. They're moving as fast as possible towards the end. So I think we're going to see so much technology and all that come out in the next few years. We're not going to be able to stand it. Yeah, it's going to be way too much to handle. I mean, I just saw, I don't know who came out with this. I don't know what country made it or whatever. Contacts. Did you hear about the contacts that are going to be able to make you see in the dark, even with your eyes closed? Like if you come with technology like that, okay, you're going to be able to deceive a whole bunch of people. I don't see how anyone can live without believing in God. Money just isn't enough for me. How about you? I agree. And you know what's funny is I didn't watch the particular interview. I think I just saw the caption of it. But there was a guy, I guess he's a former rapper, if I'm not mistaken. He was on Vlad TV and he told Vlad the same thing. He said, I'm surprised that you've made it this far without believing in God. But people have to understand that the devil gives good gifts too. You know, he gives riches and stuff like that too. Now he might take it away no, he'll take it away in the end, but he'll give it to you to play with for a little bit, especially if you're willing to do his bidding. But no, I agree. I cannot stand money. I hate the fact that we have to work for money. I really do. I don't mind working. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I don't care about nothing like that. But the fact that you can't even, unless you're just well off and you got it like that, you can't take a breather without having to get to work and make some money to live. It's crazy. Living without thinking your purpose isn't it self-depressing? Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, I would. But there are a lot of people that don't. I don't know. I would need to. I don't know. I got to break into someone's mind who has that mindset. I was actually watching a channel today, and this guy he wasn't having a debate. He was really just talking to these two people on the street. One was a guy, one was a girl. The guy was gay, so was the girl, but they weren't together. But the girl was saying, she was pretty much saying that. She was like, she believes that when we die, it's just lights out. She thinks it's the same as when we came into the world. We don't remember nothing. We don't know nothing. We just cease to exist. And it's going to be a rude awakening. It's going to be a rude awakening when they realize it's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth and outer darkness. If what you said is entirely true, that technology is already fully existing now. Oh, yeah. And it seems as though they've had it for quite a long time. They've just been testing it. Of course, they tested on animals for the most part. They tested on animals first, and then they tested on us. Yeah, y'all. My goodness. They even in the article, it says that they can even create, they're even looking forward to creating new family structures with this artificial womb, because they can have 3 parent embryos and solo parenthood. As if we need any more solo parenthood. And 3 parent embryos? What in the heck? Mm, 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 mm. You said, isn't Vlad a small hat? Okay, forgive me. I don't know what a small hat is. Um, I wait a minute. Never mind. I think I can. No, you be acting up on here. I'm gonna let you know you be acting up on here. No, but yes, he's definitely a self-professed. What did we say? No, we said we were gonna call him something the other day. What did we say that we were gonna? What did y'all call him the other day? Oh, I hope it comes to me because that was so funny. But yes, he is. That's what he professes that he is. But of course, he ain't really. You said a Jedi, a big snozzle, exactly. Yeah, he's definitely one of them. I respect his self. Technology has been around for from the times of the pyramids. Technology is just alchemy with knowledge passed down through the generations from when the fallen angels made it with the daughters of man. Yeah, yeah, they're just showing us everything that they learned. Um, yeah, they're just showing us everything that they learned. And I had a little clip that I saw on, I think it was on IG, and this guy was saying this pretty much the same thing. He said, "Let me see if I can find that video." He pretty much said that they learned everything from the red dragon. The red dragon tells them everything. And if you know who the red dragon is, or I should say, if you don't know who the red dragon is, the red dragon is Satan. They say he actually looks like that. Where is that clip at? I'm trying to see where that one guy that was talking about it. I'll find it. You said a nipple hat. Yes, I definitely got it. You know what I mean. You be acting up. I be have to censor myself sometimes. No, for real though. In a good way. In a good way. I enjoy it. So yeah, y'all. Just some more foolishness from the elite. Um, but they get shoot. I'm sorry. I'm trying to talk and find this clip at the same time. But yeah, they get their knowledge from the red dragon. But even sorcerers have said that if you go to the city under the sea, under the water, the red dragon is there. They even said that he has, you know, the seven heads, like it says in the Bible. I don't know. I'll find it later. I don't want to take up too much because I'm looking and I can't pay attention. Oh, that's what he says. Okay, I found it. He said the 13 Nephilim bloodlines are told the future by the red dragon. So he was just pretty much saying that all the knowledge, um, he gives it to them. Yeah, bloodlines are coming up soon. I think I have one video to put up so that I can segue into the 13 bloodlines, but we're definitely about to get into those. And the crazy thing is, one of the bloodlines is of Asian descent. So I don't know if it's Chinese side or the Japanese side, but I was like, they're into a lot of the stuff that the elites that we know of are into, but that's because they are one of the lines, one of the bloodlines. So I don't know. I do not know. So yeah, we'll segue into that soon. What else I got for you? Did you see that Nick Cannon has been? Oh wait, hold on. I'll come back to that. What's crazy is One Piece, my favorite anime, actually explains all the conspiracies in one full story. Do not tell me that. Because I will definitely have to go watch it. But that's been on for a while. I might have to do some binge watching. But I know my husband tells me all the time. He says so much information is in these animes. All this rabbit hole stuff we talk about, all these conspiracies, he says they're all in these animes. When I first told him about the I was trying to tell him about the city under the sea, and even he was the first to say something about pretty much a fish that carries the people there. And I was like, wait, how did you know about that? He was like, because of the anime. I was like, what? They're talking about this stuff there? But no one understands because it's extremely esoteric. So no one actually understands that, though. Yeah, I would not. Yeah, I wouldn't even. If I saw uh, an anime and it showed me a scene that looked like Jonah and the whale, I wouldn't think anything of it. I would just be like, oh, they're trying to copy the Bible. I wouldn't think anything about sorcerers going underneath the ocean to go meet with, say, I wouldn't think any of that kind of stuff. Says, but it's a twisted version because Luffy, is it Luffy, is technically the Antichrist, but is shown as a Christ-like figure. Ugh. They like doing that stuff too, though. They like making Satan the Christ figure. Yeah, I might have to check that out because I want to see a little bit about what they're saying. I definitely want to do that. So, history, quote unquote, history has been scripted, and the rabbit hole goes much deeper than we think. Question everything. Oh yeah, but the hard part is we can only go back so far, and we really don't know the hearts and minds of the people that have written the books on history. So we don't know if they fabricated things from back then. You know, we'll never know. We'll never know. Yeah, we'll never know. There's a reason why they burn these libraries down. The Library of Alexandria, I think there's another huge library that they burned to the ground so that we would not be able to see what was written in antiquity. As a matter of fact, I do want to look into this as well. And maybe we've touched on it, maybe we haven't, but I know Joe Rogan has been talking about it recently about how there are places around the Grand Canyon that you're not allowed to go. They're not allowed to fly planes over, not allowed to go there because there are images of Egypt, pretty much. They got Egyptian hieroglyphics and all that kind of stuff in the Grand Canyon. So it's just lending more thought to, is America Egypt and all these other places that we've heard about? I mean, but I don't know. That might be a far fetched concept as well. I don't know. I do not know. But yeah, history. There's stuff they don't want us to know for sure. Mermaids, robots, clones, spirits transferring from different generations of people, giants, DNA altering, spirits, witchcraft, a serpent that circles the earth, the flood, the ark, maps being changed, One Piece. Oh, really? It has all that in there? Ooh, we okay. I'll definitely have to check that out then. Yeah, I have to check that out. Have any of y'all seen a mermaid? I know that was a weird question, but have y'all seen a mermaid? I've never lived by the coast like that, so people swear they're real though. People swear they're real. So Nick Cannon sat down with Dr. Sebi's grandson the other day by the name of Isaiah Bowman. And I was actually really proud to see Nick, right? Because I probably have been dogging on him because remember he came out said that he's going to finish the Dr. Sebi documentary, and we haven't heard from him since. But he has now since started talking about it again. And so they were on Nick Cannon's podcast talking about how Dr. Sebi is actually the one that created CMOS. And so I think we're going to start seeing, I don't know, because they're trying to revive the whole mucus conversation again. And I think we kind of touched on that a little bit last week, but how they're trying to say that mucus is the cause of disease, because that's what I guess Dr. Sebi was preaching. And so he was trying to promote that we should be eating things that clear mucus or don't cause mucus. What do y'all think about that? Do you think it's the mucus that's causing the disease? Because I always thought the way I understood mucus to be was pretty much a glob of white skin cells. Not skin, I said skin cells. White blood cells. Those are the fighters. They go to the site of trauma and they work their little, I don't want to say magic, but just for sake of conversation, they work their little magic and fix you up. So I thought that the mucus was a result of trauma or whatever happening in the body. I wouldn't think that it was the cause of it. Does that make sense? I don't know. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about music? Music. Cannot talk tonight. Mucus being the cause of things. I think diseases caused by a number of things are food, chemicals in the air, etc. So when we say disease now, I would agree with you. I would agree with you there. I would agree with you. And I think of disease almost as a discomfort. So you eat something. I'm just trying to, I guess, just trying to think this out in my mind. Okay, chemical comes out of the air that I don't know eats away at your lungs. So you breathe that in. It starts messing with your lungs. Then the mucus starts to form, goes to the site of the damage to repair the lungs, and then once it's been repaired, then the mucus is no longer there. That's how I always thought about it. And so the disease would be whatever happened once the pathogen or whatever came into your body and started causing the damage. So that damage or whatever would be the disease, so to speak. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I got to do this article on the terrain and germ theory because I got to figure this out. But too much mucus in the lungs leads to pneumonia, I think. Really? Hold on. Let me. Hey, Edelson, how you doing this evening? Good to see you. Good to see you. Said mucus keeps disease suspended in the body. It traps disease for elimination, but the problem is inflammation in the body interferes with that process and keeps the systole of glued in the body. Okay, and then okay. The problem is it. Mm. But okay. But once they start fixing up the area, doesn't the inflammation goes down though, right? And again, I'm just kind of just thinking through this with y'all. Yes, too much mucus is actually damage. Is actually damage the body. And see, I would interpret that, and again, I'm not a doctor or anything like that. I would interpret that as okay, if mucus is still accumulating, then that means that whatever is damaged is not being repaired because they're having to send more fighters to the area. Mm. So she's right. There are so many hormone disruptors, like people be buying clothes literally made of plastic. I don't even know if it's on purpose. I don't even know if it's on purpose. It might even be the clothing stores, but yeah, I get what you mean. I definitely get what you mean. Hmm. Which is why fasting is such a powerful process we should all partake in regularly. I feel like I do it, but not on purpose. Um, and it almost feels like it occurs once a week where I'm like, you know what, I'm really hungry right now. And I might, 12 to 6, might do a little fasting. Might not call it fasting, but it ends up being a fast. And but no, I've heard that. I've heard that. Matter of fact, what's crazy is I saw somebody write that the Bible was using the 40-day fast or whatever. Like, no, it wasn't. God knows about fasting. He knows about why it's good for us, or and why He told us to do it. We're just now observing what He meant by His word. But no, I agree. Yeah, they say that's the best way to get rid of toxins and parasites and all that kind of stuff. You gotta fast regularly. Yeah, I think I want to do a video. I think I want to do a video on prayer and fasting, but I'll see how much I can come up with. Plastic is normal now until you probably participate in too. I probably am because listen, I shop at Sheen too, and I don't quite know. Let me look at a tag real quick and see if they're making stuff with plastic. But yeah, not on purpose. Not on purpose, but mm-mm. Yeah, you're right. So, oh my gosh, yeah, some fabric has very low frequencies. Rayon, um, elastine, is that elastic, and polyester. You want to wear 100% linen and 100% organic cotton, but they're so expensive. Yeah, yeah, no. I'm like, do they even make clothes like that anymore? Yeah, it's fine, 100%. Um, mm. Sorry, I'm at a loss for words. It just feels like there's a lot that we have to do in order to combat what they've done to us. So many years they've been filling our bodies with all these toxins through these medicines and these vaccinations and the food supply and all this stuff. Like, we're just so messed up. Just to think that someone can be that evil to do that to people is just crazy. Shein and Timu are the devil. Listen, I know. Um, I want to say I know. I probably child labor, Chinese, all the stuff. I think I get attracted to them because their clothes are way too cute. I get way too many compliments, and they're so cheap. Now I don't want that to be. I don't want it to be cheap because you ain't paying little mama nothing in the factories. But no, you're right. It's probably not the best. Yeah, I think for sure, as far as the clothes having heavy metal, I haven't had any issues with the shirts and really not even any of the jeans, except for not too long ago, I bought a pair of black jeans. And when I tell you, smell like straight chemical. I've washed them at least 3 or 4 times, just try to get rid of the smell. The smell is gone now, but it took a long time. I'm like, man, this is not good. This is not good. Um, Hold on, I missed a comment. Sorry. Go back. They do it just harder to find because obviously profit margins are more in plastic as it's cheaper. You got to know where to look. Yeah, I need to know. I need to know. Yeah, but the heavy metal things are from fast fashion and the fact China doesn't have the quality control and ethics. Nope. And they make everything in China. That's what's crazy is they make everything over there. They're doing whatever it takes to keep energy and vibrations low. Ding, 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 ding. Did y'all see what I posted? When did I post that? Hold on. When did I post that? Oh, my video. Why did they block the sun? I'm gonna talk about this for a little bit because you made a really, really good point. They want to keep the energy and that vibrations low. So we talked about last week about how they have this device or they have this research program that's has the acronym of Satan, stratospheric aerosol transport and nucleation, where they are putting forth efforts to block the sun. Now, everybody needs sunlight. Some of us need more sunlight than others. Sunlight is our biggest source of vitamin D. So if they let me say this, lack of vitamin D leads to a lot of diseases, especially the ones that make you, like you said, weak, then make you depressed. They weaken the bones. So just imagine on a mass scale, what's going to happen when they block the sun, or if they even get a chance to block the sun. Because not only do we all need melanin, but the darker skinned people need more melanin than everybody. Darker skinned people are already having an issue maintaining their vitamin D levels. So if you block the sun, our main source of vitamin D, what do you think that's going to do to the population? It's going to make us docile. It's going to make us depressed. Our energy is going to be low. We're not going to have the nutrients. We're not. What do you think they're going to be able to do to us when we don't have any energy to fight back? So yeah, they're talking about, oh, global warming and all this other stuff, but I think it gets a little bit deeper than that. Or maybe they're not even thinking about that part. But I think that's one of the things that they're trying to do. No one's going to be able to fight back. And I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing like, dang, we ain't going to be able to fight back if we have no energy. That's why they're feeding us all this sugar. That's why they're feeding us all this crap. So you be way down. Oh my goodness, this is too much. Too much, too much. You also want to wash your clothes, especially intimates, in gum spirits, turpentine, and food grade baking soda. Okay. Yeah, baking soda is pretty awesome. I ain't gonna lie. I'll have to check out what gum spirits turpentine is, though. Yeah, definitely keeping our. They blocked it so we can get sick. No vitamin D. I was thinking about getting a UV lamp. For real. Yeah. There's going to be no way. And that's why I've known for years. I'm like, not that they were trying to weaken us. I didn't think that. But I was like, why are they pushing sunscreen so hard? Like, I always grew up knowing, you know, white people for sure had to use the sunscreen. And I may have used it, a few times growing up, but it was really because I was made to put it on and not because I thought that I needed to put it on. But then when I got older, I started hearing more and more Black people like, you need to put on sunscreen. I'm like, why in the hell? Sorry, I've said hell like 3 times tonight. I'm so sorry. Why do I need to put on sunscreen? I have a natural sunblock. And they're like, no, 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 you can still get cancer. You can still get sunburned. I'm like, okay, I've never been sunburned before, but obviously there have been people people with my skin tone that have, I guess. Um, but yeah, why are they pushing it so hard? And now they've got all these articles coming out saying how there's so much poison and toxin in sunscreen. I don't even know if anybody should be wearing it. Yeah, so y'all, a vitamin D from a pill is not the same as from the sun. Yeah. And even though I know we can get it from from certain foods and things like that, but again, the sun is the biggest source. Not only that, but it comes down to the fact that even the crops need the sun. So if photosynthesis can't happen, we can't get any crops. What are we supposed to eat? So, and not even what are we supposed to eat, but even if for those of us who still eat meat, even the animals got to eat vegetables and stuff too. So if there's no sunlight to grow the plants and there's no plants for the humans and the animals to eat, then you got a whole depopulation going on of people that can't fight back because they ain't got no energy, no nutrients, no nothing. It's a setup. It's a setup. Yeah, especially for me, vitamin D hits hard. Doctors would give me large amounts of vitamins, like I would get extremely depressed and zero energy in the winter. Oh, okay. Yeah, we gotta have it. Y'all know me. I'm outside all the time. I'll be talking to y'all. Y'all like, you hear the birds? Yes, because I'm outside getting some sun. You said what would be the rationale between blocking the sun? Well, they claim that the what am I trying to say? They say that the Earth is warming too much to the fact that the ice caps are melting. And if the ice caps melt, then it's going to cause a massive flooding. And then it's also going to interfere in the weather patterns. How ironic is that? These people over here who are the main interferers of the weather patterns are talking about how, okay, anyway. So they claim that by blocking, so what they're going to try to do is turn turn the sun rays from hitting the earth to, and they're going to push the sun rays up towards the sky so that the earth cools down. That's that's what they claim is the reason why they're going to be blocking the sun. Now, I don't know what device, because again, I don't know if they've showed us this device, or I don't even know if it's a device. I keep saying device. Maybe I don't know what it's supposed to be that's going to be doing this, but are you going to be able to reverse the effects of cooling the earth once you do it? Once you flip these sun rays up into the sky so that they're no longer heating the earth and whatever else, are you going to be able to reverse it? I I felt like Superman when he was near kryptonite. Oh no, really? So so did did it regulate as you got older, or is that something that you still have issues with? Yeah, because in the wintertime, you know hardly sun. Well, we don't really have winter out here, but um, yeah, that would suck. Watching from Nassau, Bahamas, sister. Good to see. Good. Been a follower of yours for a while. You know what? I really appreciate that. That makes me feel good. I don't get to, I mean, unless you all come here or write comments and all this stuff, I don't know who's who. So listen, I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. If I could blush, I would. You can't see it with my melanin. Um Melanated people do not need sunscreen. That's what I would say. We are sun people. Sunscreen is full of chemicals. Exactly. Exactly. Now I get it. Now I've seen some lighter blacks burn, but I mean I'll get a darker, but that's it. Yeah, I would never say that I got burned or anything like that, but I've heard stories. The low vitamin D gives people depression and anxiety, makes people impulsive, which is not beneficial for society, but is very profitable for businesses. Yeah. Um, and that's another thing that I was asking a question about. Are these, because again, I put the old clip of Prince talking about how every time they sprayed in his neighborhood when he was younger, everybody would start fighting. And so when you said right there that it makes people impulsive, I'm thinking, dang, is the because we're seeing a lot of that right now. We're seeing obviously there's a lot of depression, but we're seeing a lot of just impulse actions and people crashing out and just acting unseemingly. Um, but we know they're still spraying. We know they're making these fake clouds out of God knows what. And so maybe what he saw back then is the same thing. is what we're seeing now. And that's the reason why, one of the reasons why people out here acting crazy. Mm-mm. You have to DIY everything. I make my own body wash, but I buy baking soda soap. Listen, I might need to get with you, Divine Femme Energy, because I've been making my own lotions and hair conditioner and stuff like that. And I'm gonna start making shampoo, and I want to do body wash, but I haven't put the formula together for the body wash and the soap. So I might have to pick your brain. Because yeah, I've been making soaps. Not soaps. I've been making lotions, all kinds of stuff. Because yeah, I can't do all those chemicals and ugh, yeah. I'm just a really really natural gal. So I don't really like all that stuff. Grow your own food. Yeah, I want to do that too. Did they ever show you those videos in school where plants and flowers literally move toward the sunlight? Um, Now, school was a long time ago for me, but I have seen videos. Yes, especially sunflowers. Those are ones that you can actually literally see them turn and face the sun. Exactly. But they want to stop that. That's what they want to stop all that. But your sun video hit me hard because my mom used to tell me literally go outside and sunbathe during the winter months because she said taking vitamin D wasn't pure enough. Wow. Yes. Go outside. And that's what we used to do when we were little. I remember kickball and basketball, and we used to always play outside. Dang, almost missed y'all playing Caesar Animal Whisperer. My dog. Sorry. I love hearing about your animals. He said, my dog dropped a litter of 10 pups 10 days ago. The massive amount of responsibility ahead is a handful. Wow. I know Edelson said 10 pups. God bless. Wow. Are you going to keep all 10? Or I guess it would be 11 dogs. Are you going to keep everybody? Yeah, that's a lot. They're going to kill us all. Right? They're definitely trying. That's definitely what they're trying to do. This may sound far out, but what do you think about winter? I think it's a fake season. It was constructed for two reasons: keep the others cool and generate more revenue for the deletes. Um, what do I think about winter? I guess I never thought about it. I thought that it was a real month. Um, Okay, so you literally made me go and look up some scripture right now just because I was like, dang, have I ever even seen the word winter in the Bible? It is there. It has it in 13 verses. But I don't know. Maybe it's winter and summer are definitely mentioned, but s- spring isn't. Not in that way. And I don't know if fall is either. So maybe it's fall and spring that are the fakes. No, but I don't know. You gotta expound on that a little bit more. I've never heard of that before. The Simpsons always called the future. They had an episode about blocking the sun. Did they really? Dang, Simpsons. I have to look that up too. Oh, wow. Mr. Burns blocks the sun. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. Truth in plain sight. They've been telling us for a while. But Simpsons creator is a Freemason, 33rd degree, if I'm not mistaken. Cam the King, don't buy into it. You got to remember that you come from the divine and you're fully equipped to handle anything. Wait, what happened? Oh, they're going to kill us. Oh, he said, I'm very quote unquote light, skinned, and turn gold in the sun. I'm just saying, okay. Yeah. So you wouldn't do, so would you say that you burn or would you do just tint a little bit? Because like I said, I'll tint, I'll get darker, but it doesn't ever burn. It just looks crazy, because you wear your flip flops or your sandals and then you get the discoloration until the winter time when your skin color goes back. Divine, I don't stress it. I laugh because I see the signs of the times we are in. My God's going to roll up the world like a scroll. They can't do anything to keep his plans from being achieved. Amen. No, they can't. No, it hasn't regulated as I've gotten older, but I've learned to handle it and not fluctuate in my physical performance and or attitude at least. Okay. Cool. Did someone just admit to being a yellow bone? Y'all are crazy. Why are y'all like this? I'm a recovering. I can't even get to this comment. I'm a recovering yellow bone addict. I'm doing better these days, but relapse from time to time. Oh my. You should be making that stuff yourself. The products on the market have heavy metals and careful about what you use. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Grow your own food, but be ready to be made a criminal if you harvested rainwater. Yeah. I grew up in a time where we were out till the streetlights came on. Yep. Sure was. Sure was. Gang of us out there too. Just playing. But times have changed. What type of dog? Said I might keep two. I already have three, but they're needed to keep the predators from eating my goats and chickens. I also hunt with them, so they are a huge asset for my home front. Okay. Yeah. Pretty cool. I've seen them chickens fight though, or at least the rooster. They got some hands on them. I don't know if you can call them hands, but they do. They definitely fight. My question is, how do they predict the weather? That is a great question. Because they even those farmers almanacs. Yeah, that's what they're called. Almanacs that literally predict the weather, I believe for a year or something crazy like that. Those are still relevant. They still sell those at the Walgreens, CVS. I have no idea. That's a good question. I have no idea. I mean, it's yeah. Apart from, I think they partly check the pressure of the atmosphere, and test out water droplets in the air. I don't know. That's a good question. I know, right? If they don't control it, that's what I was thinking. The ones because they're definitely control it. Vampires wanted to block the sun. Yeah, I can see why they would want to. Oh, I just thought of something. So we're all weak and depressed, right? because we don't have any sunlight. They're vampires. We can't run away. Y'all, this is terrible. This is terrible. I'm gonna talk about vampires in the next video, though. I'm gonna roll that into the whole bloodletting and tattooing. The Simpsons also predicted Trump's assassination attempt. Yeah, they so many different things that the Simpsons has shown. But not only did they predict an attempt, didn't they have one episode where he was actually dead, like in a casket dead? I know there was a lot of people waiting on that. Maybe not to see him die, but just to see if the Simpsons are going to come true about it. Okay. He said, no, I don't burn from the sun. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I've heard it. I don't know how it happens, but they claim you can burn. The talk about the sun now, like it's terrible for you. They use the scare of skin cancer. Yes. Yes. And that's the reason why people, put on globs of sunscreen or don't go outside. And look how many sickly people there are. They remove all the nutrients from the food, blocking the sun. They're doing all this stuff to make us sick. And then they give us a pill to try to correct it. Has anyone ever tried grounding? I'm curious to know what grounding is. I've been grounded. I don't know what grounding is, though. Grounding techniques. Is that okay, I looked it up, but I don't know if it's the same thing as what you're talking about. It's to calm anxiety and stuff. If so, I have not. I have heard of grounding. I've heard grounding has some scientific truth behind it. Okay, well now I want to know what this is. Wait, I just realized Superman got his power from the sun. Potential rabbit hole. Yeah, but mm. To me, it just looked like they know the truth. They know the truth, but they just tell us something different. I don't know. That was also weird to me as well because I was thinking about how they worship the sun so much, but I guess that has nothing to do with. I don't know. I really want to know the real reason because they say global warming, but I think it's a different reason why they want to block the sun. Did you see Elon got a black eye? Oh, I did not. What do you think about that? Black Eye Club? I didn't see it. Hold on, let me look. Um, yep. Unless what did he say? He said he says he told son X to punch him. So he's trying to tell us that he got a black eye from his son punching him. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at it. Okay. I will say that it's not a whole ring like I've seen other people's, but that might not mean anything. That might just be the way that he bruises. I don't know. It just all I can think about is Black Eye Club. Now, here's the thing. I don't know what you do in the Black Eye Club, though. Like, what are they getting initiated to do? Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess where I'm I guess where I'm questioning this is Musk seems to be trying to separate himself from this administration or from the technologies that he's been backing. And maybe, just maybe, he's doing it so that people don't continue to rope him in to the agenda. But at the same time, behind closed doors, he's actually down with them. And then the black eye shows it. Mm. I didn't know that. Thanks for showing me this. Wow, I don't know. And his son's name is X. Well, one of his sons, I know he got 11 kids. Nope, I tried it for about a year when sleeping. I don't know. It was a placebo effect, but I went from sleeping 2 to 4 hours a night to 6 to 8. Oh, I gotta see what this is. I don't know what that is. The one that I just had. Wait. The is a litter is the XL bullies, but I also have a Cane Corso and a Brittany. Okay. Yes, he's a clone, as are many of the important Galactic Federation is real. The Palladians are real. Trump is pushing for disclosure. This is just the start. A shift will happen soon. Well, dang. Well, now you got me wondering what the heck the Galactic Federation is. Is that the same thing as the Planetary Commission? Or, I'm sorry, the Planetary Council? Got to put me on game. What's the Galactic Federation? Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking like that's why I said Trump. He confuses me because partly I see him exposing everything, and then also I'm like, ooh, you could be the devil. What do you think of the new pope? I think it is so coincidental that JD Vance visited the last pope a day before he died, and the new pope is American. Oh wow. I think one, I think it's being used as an agenda because when they first came out, the first thing that I heard was one, that he was American, two, that he was from Chicago, and three, he had black in him. I said, now what would be the reason for them to tell us all this stuff? I don't think that everybody over here in the United States fully connects with the Pope because it's a Rome thing, it's a Catholic thing. But then when you have a Pope from America and from Chicago at that. I think it's a way for more people to connect with him, to feel like he understands them, understand where he's coming from, especially, oh, he's from Chicago. He's from the, so I think they're going to use that. And I'm sorry to say, Black people, look what they did as soon as they thought Kamala was Black. Didn't care what she said, didn't care what she did. They were ready to invite her to the cookout. So I think the same thing is going to happen with this Pope. I think this is going to be a way for more people to hear what he has to say. Yeah. I think it's a calculated move for sure. He seems to be undoing a lot of what the Catholic Church has instated. I heard him speaking about marriage and different things like that. So he's definitely trying to win over the people. Or I don't want to say he's trying. He's definitely going to win over some people. And I think that's part of the plan. So yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts. They're going to definitely use it to their benefit. Did you see that deal where they did a conference on aliens and a man claims in Antarctica they have machines that cause hurricanes, and the Christmas church incident was the first time it was used? I want to say I heard something about them having the hurricane machines in Antarctica, but I don't know about the Christian church incident. Where can I find this conference? Source of this conference. I would like to take a gander. And why would they have a machine as cold as it's supposed to be out there? All that ice. What would be their need for a hurricane machine? Something ain't adding up. Christchurch. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, I don't know if I knew about that. I don't think so. I want to see some footage of this conference though, so I can see what they're talking about. I distill my own water and then add in all the good stuff like iron, magnesium, etc. Dang, y'all DIY for real in here. I ground. I have a grounding sheet that I sleep on, and I walk barefoot in my backyard. Grounding will reduce inflammation in 20 minutes. I don't know what this grounding stuff is. Grounding can be done many ways. It's when you use metal rods in the ground, led to a blanket or something you can sit on. Some people say you can take your shoes off and stand in the grass and ground too. I'm gonna have to look this up. Yeah, I don't know what this is. He said you have to watch a movie documentary called Earthing that will tell you about grounding, and earthing and grounding are interchangeable. Okay. Thank you so much, because I'm out the loop. They claim grounding helps with sleep, the immune system, brain function, etc. I drove a 10-foot rod in the ground, spoiled a wire from my window to get it, wait, to it, got a metal infused blanket and ran the wire to it. Y'all got me real curious for real. I know, right? Divine always gets the weird crap. I know. That's the cool thing, though. A black eye club will take you down a deep rabbit hole, but if you research it, look out for the word called vril. Now that I know about the vril. I've even read the book about it. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's the story about how the guy went underground and ran into these creatures. However, you're right. You're right. I do know about the black eye club. I do know about the black eye club. I think what my real question was, what is the purpose? Because from my understanding, the vril. Are y'all familiar with the vril? Those of you who are here that are not familiar with the vril, they use the vril in the droning process. So droning is kind of like cloning, but not for real. The vril are very, very small creatures that supposedly have a proboscis on their antenna. They inject the proboscis into the eye. It excretes some type of substance. Initially, it just pretty much takes over your body. It takes over your brain, kind of like what parasites do to ants. They get into it and then control it and then walk it up to its death. Same exact way that the vril works. So the vril gets injected into the eye, secretes whatever it secretes. You turn into a drone, and then that creature now controls you. And so because the eye is pierced, obviously you get the black ring around it. So if that is the case, right? If that's the case, that would tell me that Elon is officially in that pocket. If he wasn't already, he's now officially one of them. And and controlled by one of them. Yeah. I showed. Many celebrities have talked about it. Many celebrities have had the vril on their album covers. I showed y'all 9, showing us that might have been something that he had done. There's some crazy stuff. The letter X, yes, are you talking about the vril? Yeah. The letter X holds occultic value. Yeah, got to. Got to. Because he named his son X. Twitter now is called X. It's just a lot going on. Yes. What if it's the vril in the eye? Yeah. That's what yeah. Black Eye Club is real and is performed through the left eye. Elon has not been cloned. Trump is awakening the people. We are protected from the Galactic Federation. He is toppling the cabal. Okay, so you're saying Elon has not been cloned. I didn't see what eye I guess, was it his right eye that Elon had the black eye in? Elon, I have to look it up again. Black eye. Okay. Oh, it looks like his right eye. I don't know. So they can't do, can they do it in either eye? Or it has to be the left. Cane Cordell, Cane Corsos are so beautiful. You say alien, I say demonic Nephilim hybrid test tube baby. Nope, they get huge though. My mail is 120 plus. Ooh wee. Isn't Elon Musk trying to launch the Star City? Um, Elon, he some like I feel like one minute he's down with the get down, the next minute he's not, and he's trying to distance himself from Doge and stuff, and the next minute he's got the hat on. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I had to see what. Okay, so Starbase. Starbase is a company from Cameron County, Texas, officially incorporated as a city in May 2025. Dang, this just happened. It's home to SpaceX's launch site for the Starship program and serves as the company's headquarters. The town was largely created by and for SpaceX employees and their families. Oh my goodness. I wish he'd take this mess out of here. Yeah, there's a lot of, it seems to be a lot of concerns. He officially made this a city. I hadn't heard about this. Sorry, y'all. I'm just looking at it. I had not even heard about this. Wow. Starbase's plan to expand with more housing, stores, and restaurants to accommodate a growing workforce. This also sounds like one of those 15-minute cities as well, where these people, they can't go nowhere. They just live, work, and play all in the same spot. The city is now considering a zoning ordinance that could impact how residents use their property. They're worried about eminent domain as well. Now, where is this? I mean, I know it's in Texas, but well, okay, yeah. What city is it close to? I'm not familiar with these cities. Burlington and Greensboro, Texas. Ooh wee. So yes. So to answer your question, yes, he has already launched it. Just became a city. I can't find this Greensboro, Texas. Anyone see that video of Musk nanny from when he was a kid saying he's satanic and he opened a portal in his room when he was just a kid? No. Ooh wee, y'all be on it. No, I had not heard that. That's crazy. I gotta look that up. I'm guessing that's on the video. I mean, I hate to say it, he looks demonic, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Wow. He plays with demons. I'll be watching that later. Oh my goodness. No, I didn't know that. I mean, shoot. What the heck was the noise you made after you said Chicago? I don't know. You're gonna make me go back and watch this so I can see what happened. I have no idea. I'm so worried now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have no idea. She's black, but her family is Indian and all work in call centers in the customer service, speaking little English, never resolving your issues when you, as a customer, call in. See, but I don't get. I haven't. Okay, and I don't mean to open this door again, but what makes her black? When you say black, what do you mean she's black? Her dad was a whole Indian man. Her mom and dad were a whole Indian man. And he wasn't even like Jamaican. He had moved to Jamaica. But I don't know. I don't know. Redacted news covered the conference. It was one of the UAP hearings. Perfect. I will look that up as well. Mm-mm. Yeah, she's on point like you. The photos of many celebs and important people have the black eye is shocking. It's hundreds of people. Exactly. So I'm like, I had to have gotten him. Now I'm always thinking that he was already in it, but maybe not. Stay out my brain, lizard. Real Geico gecko looking creature, pretty much. My thing is, excuse me, how did they even discover that that's what they were to do with this creature? Like that's a weird thing to just do. Pick up a creature and poke your eye with it. No, it's weird stuff. Why are all the elites building bunkers? You know why? Because they're working on causing the destruction of the world, and they're not going to destroy themselves. They think they're going to live forever. So listen, when they cool down the whole earth to where we don't have any crops and all that kind of stuff, guess where they're going to be? In their underground bunkers filled with food. Have y'all seen them? They have couches. They got all kinds of stuff down there. Beds, whole playing areas. I think I saw a pool table down there one time in a picture. It's yeah. When they cause havoc enough to where they don't even know if they'll survive, they'll run down there. He said, "Oh no, Trump and Elon are part of the cabal." I don't know. Elon for sure. I like I said, I already told y'all what I feel about Trump. Have you seen the picture of Elon in the Baphomet costume? No, they do the right stuff in front of your face. Most and catch the symbolism. They got to. They have to put it in front of our face. No, I didn't see the picture. Craziness. But no, they have to put it in front of our face. They have to. Um, wait, is the Baphomet costume the same as this costume that he has on with the inverted cross on the back? Looking like he looked like he off a Mortal Kombat and a samurai at the same time. I don't know what. Yeah, he's definitely. You are very misinformed. Suggest you do your research on the topic of GF and Palladian disclosure. Uh, I don't really know what to say about that. I mean, I've heard many talk about the Palladians. That's all I know. The Bible specifically mentions the Palladians, or yeah, the Palladians, and these elites are always talking about. They talk about it as if they can go there or they know the creatures from there. Hello, Mr. Davis. What's going on? Michael Jackson's funny little warble in the song Chicago. I don't know if I know that one. Yeah, I don't know if I know that one, but mm-mm. Yeah, I think they think this is, speaking of Chicago, I think they think the Pope is gonna be some type of gangster Pope that's gonna be down for the call. I don't know what they think, but mm-mm. No, you got me really interested in this whole galactic federation, though. Galactic Federation. You can definitely look it up. Okay, so I mean, the Galactic Confederation or Federation is a concept that appears in various forms, including UFO religions, New Age movements, and science fiction. It generally described an intergalactic council or alliance of extraterrestrial civilizations within the Milky Way. This idea suggests a cooperative body that may govern or oversee interactions between different alien species. Yeah, I have heard of this stuff. I have. Okay, so let me ask. So with this Galactic Federation, I keep want to say Confederation, with the Galactic Federation, who is, I don't even know what you would call them. Who's the head? Is it the interplanetary creatures that are running the Galactic Federation? Or is it someone here on Earth that's running things and then does that make sense? Like who's running this shebang? Oh gosh, y'all. Um, the Galactic Federation is often envisioned as a union of different extraterrestrial races or civilizations. I mean, I've heard that too. I've heard that there are many different species, even of aliens. I've heard there's so many different races of extraterrestrial beings. But where do they live? Do they live in the Milky Way or do they live here? Mm. This religion associated with the Galactic Federation claims to have revealed information about the Federation through channeling. The concept, often associated with Ashtar, Sharon, who's that, emphasizes preservation of life and ascension. Okay, so who? I have so many questions. Who channeling who? Channeling what to get this information? Okay, I'll have to do some research because I have way too many questions. Somebody else asked too. Who runs it? Who run it? Okay, the Galactic Federation is just the synagogue of Satan made manifest. I mean, that's what it sounds like. Please don't let Negroes space travel. We ain't gonna do nothing but turn it into an intergalactic gangbang. Talking about from West Jupiter. Talking about I'm from West Jupiter. I honestly don't know. I don't know anybody who would go. I do not know anybody who would go. Especially to be intergalacting with these beings. I don't think so. Mm-mm. And listen, I don't know if any of y'all do, but y'all not afraid to interact with these beings. Y'all just be talking to them and shaking hands with them and eating dinner with them and talking to them late at night, and they're sitting in your room like, you're not afraid of these beings? And they don't even tell you. Here's the thing. Besides them claiming that they're from places like Jupiter and Mars and all this, and these planets, right? Most of these beings admit that they come from underground. And a lot of these beings that these people claim to channel and all the other stuff claim that they live in Hades and all that stuff. Why are y'all interacting with beings like that? And I know it's not none of y'all, but I'm just, for those who do stumble upon the channel and come in the comments, and I just have questions. Matter of fact, if there's anybody who's really, really deep into this stuff and you wouldn't mind doing an interview, let me know, because I have questions. He said, we know what they're channeling. We do. We do. We do. I just want them to say it. I just want them to say it. So that we know why. Mm-mm. Should I find a fine purple chick? See? See? Y'all are way too funny. That means they have zero discernment and are full carnal if they don't sense the true danger they are in. For real. For real. They're over making alliances with them and bargaining with them. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. The Galactic Federation crap came from the communities on hallucinogenic drugs. It got big the last 10 years, but has been around for probably 30 years. I mean, I just saw the dang, what video was that in? I can't even remember now. When I want to say it was a lady that was talking about the Interplanetary Council. Oh, I remember what it was. But yeah, you're right. It was a lot of, well, I wouldn't say hallucinogenic drugs, but it was a lot of. But who is to say these beings are not already amongst us? Also, what if they have souls? Ooh. That's a good question. I mean, I think that they already are amongst us, or at least I don't know if they make trips, because like I said, I don't know where they're located. I think that these people are in touch with these beings. That's all I know. I don't believe in this whole global hallucination thing where one person believes something and then everybody just believes it because it's no. I think that these people are in touch with these beings, and those who are in touch with these beings know it. That's why they all have the same story. That's why these beings are telling them all the same thing, just like they're telling them all the same thing. They have doctrines too. It's not different from one person to the next. I've heard people talking about the GF, the Galactic Federation, but I don't know if they are real. Yeah. We got to get somebody that, I don't know. See what they know. In 2018, they swore the Galactic Federation would make itself known. Guess what happened? Nothing. Listen, don't don't tempt them. They might be waiting for the special time. So they can't have souls because souls is based on being a human. Yeah, after humans die, the soul sprouts to a spirit, either a spirit of God's or of Lucifer's. Yeah, I don't know if they can have souls in the sense that because a spirit is a thing that breathes, and us having the spirit in us makes us a living soul. So the only reason why I would think that they did have souls is because they have to be some type of spirit. But I don't know if it's in a soul in the sense that we have a soul. I don't know. I don't want to see these things. Let me not say that, but man, I wish I could see what y'all see, but not really. I just want to understand. I just want to understand. The Galactic Federation comprises of many different beings. Trump is in touch and has been for a long time. Many instances where Trump has been drip feeding information. But isn't that not a good thing though for him to be in touch with these beings? I thought I thought we were not supposed to be in contact with them. But you're saying that he is in contact with them and they're feeding him information. So Trump bad. Trump bad. What about the meeting? Y'all got me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What about the meeting and the deal made by the president who died in World War II and then handed the presidency off? I don't know who that is. Hold on. Oh, Franklin D. Roosevelt? Um, hold on. I got the Treaty of it's not, it's Grenada. Grenada. I'm trying to, I don't remember who signed. Yeah, I don't. Okay, if you're talking about the Treaty of Grenada, I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know who signed that. But I wouldn't put it past Roosevelt. He was pretty, he seemed like he was a pretty corrupt guy. I don't know if both brothers were, but one of them definitely. Oh man, treaty. I have to find it again. It's in one of my videos. I posted the CIA document of the treaty. But if it's the same one that I'm thinking about, the Treaty of Grenada, it was between the aliens and the US. They offer to give us up to the aliens for experiments and food. in exchange for alien technology. There's more elements on the what is dang, I'm drawing a blank tonight, guys. And I've been up for a very, very long time today. And I just drew a blank. Periodic table. That's what I was thinking about. I was like, why can't I remember the word? There are more elements to the periodic table than we know, than what we were given in school. And this alien technology they even use to make their fighter planes and stuff. Oh my. So you're really lost. The difference between conspiracy and truth is a couple weeks. Time will tell. You'll remember this. There's nothing to fear. The Galactic Federation is of light. Now, why would you say something like, why would you say, why? Okay, let me rephrase it. Why do you say that they're of light? Because these aren't angels that we're talking about. These aren't God's angels from heaven. When you say that they're light, what do you mean by that? And what is their purpose to do that we should not be afraid? And how do you know this? Do you know these people? You know these creatures? Only God can create a soul because God has the spirit of life. So no, these beings can't create more, have souls because they rejected God. No. Yeah, that's some exact that too. That too. I mean, so ooh, it's a lot to wrap my mind around. Yeah, it's a lot to wrap my mind around. You sound like you make good vegan food. What are you talking about? Oh my. Yeah, funny. You said you're not a vegan though. Okay. Yes, Divine. The meeting between him and creatures were where they traded access to human experiments for technology. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say that's the only thing I could think of. Okay, so it was Eisenhower. I don't know why I was okay, it just pulled up. It looks like they have a separate treaty other than the one that I knew about. It looks like they have a whole different treaty called um oh, they have a different treaty called the Space Treaty of Washington. What's that? Hold on, y'all. Give me just a second. Let me pull this up. Uh-oh. United Nations treaties and principles on outer space. Okay, it's 66 pages, so I can't read it right now, but it doesn't look too incriminating, that one. I'll have to look through that, y'all, because that's a totally different treaty than what I know about. Yeah, that one was different. The one I was just talking about. Masons worship Lucifer and say he's the light too. And do. Uh-oh. You a psych op boy. Bye. Y'all. Y'all. What is going on? Okay, I'm gonna skip on down. Cam the King, yes, exactly. That's where I've seen the treaty at. The you should read the classified papers on .gov. Exactly. Um, yeah, I've seen that one, but now I'm finding other ones where they have other treaties about space. I want to see ones where they I don't know why that other one ain't pulling up. I hope they ain't scrub it. She ain't denying making good soup, soul food though. Nope, you'll come around. Just remember not to follow church doctrine. You are better to actually follow Jesus' word. I will agree with that part. Eisenhower came into contact and was given information and wisdom on cloning and weaponry by aliens. Now that I believe, yes, this is true regarding Eisenhower. Now that I had heard before. Again, I didn't remember which president it was, but that I had definitely heard before. And if y'all seen my video on um what is it, Down in the Dumps with Britney Spears, and Phil Snyder talks about how he ran into the aliens down there and they end up having a war and he got his finger shot off. Matter of fact, the treaty should be in that video, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-mm. Crazy, crazy stuff, y'all. That light crap leads to darkness. I knew a girl who did light magic. She said it got so dark she felt her soul was being torn down. It's all conjuring spirits. That's all magic is. Crowley admits this. Mm. I don't know what to say. Eisenhower met with someone named Valiant Thor. That being was supposedly from Venus and came to tell him about the nuclear bombs and how they would affect the entire universe. Oh my goodness. Mm. Okay, so Valiant Thor is an author. Well, it might not just be an author. He could have even been named after somebody. He could have been named after this creature, to be honest. Oh, this is a real thing. Meaning it's a real there's a real urban legend behind it. Valiant Thor, an alien which came from Venus to Earth. Valiant explained that'll be in the background for the band. Oh, wait, hold on. Valiant Thor. Let's see if we can get some more information on him. They even have this on the Discovery. So, what in the world? Okay, hold on. Okay. According to Stranger at the Pentagon, Valiant Thor, an alien from Venus described as an inhumanely handsome man, landed his spacecraft, supposedly named Victory 1, near the town of Alexandria, Virginia. Oh, I used to live there. A city on the Potomac River, a stone's throw from Washington, D.C. One version of the story says that he, along with two traveling companions, were met by two policemen who escorted him to the Pentagon. Another says that he politely requested to speak with President Dwight D. Eisenhower. Leaving aside for a moment the perplexing story of Thor, Venus. Wait, okay, they got off the path. Hold on. Okay, leaving aside for a moment the perplexing story of Thor, Venus, somewhere between 25 and 161 million miles from Earth, depending on the orbital cycle. Okay, this is not, we don't need this. Thor's purpose, as described by strangers who also claim to have had direct contact with this visitor from another planet, was to offer advanced technical knowledge to promote peace and higher level of spiritual enlightenment, and to warn against the dangers of nuclear weapons, poverty, and environmental destruction. In the book, Thor claims his race had been monitoring Earth for hundreds of years and had been increasingly concerned with the state of the planet, hence his visit. He's said to have brought messages of hope, urging people to work together for the common good. He advocated for the move to clean energy sources and supposed to have brought with him advancements in medicine, transportation, and energy production that were centuries ahead of the 1950s science. This is crazy. Wow. Alrighty then. I'm sorry, y'all leaving me speechless with some of this stuff tonight. I don't even know. I don't know what else to say with that. Okay. Oh my goodness. How they get through the belt though without getting microwave being stretchy mom from The Incredibles. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how these beings are supposed to travel and come here and do all this stuff. I have no idea. Wait a minute. Jesus taught the shift. He didn't say he would return to this earth and reign as a king, but would return with legions of angels, galactic federation, to take us to a place prepared for us. Sheen. Um, what do you mean? He didn't say that he would come to earth and reign as king. Because I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna just wait. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I'm so speechless tonight. I'm trying to. Gene Roddenberry also met with Valiant, and that's how he came up with Star Trek. Now that I believe, now that I'm seeing all this stuff, because I've seen plenty of times, and Venus always seems to be one of the main planets that I hear that these beings are coming from. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm guessing that's fronting 101. Well, thank you for the information. I'm definitely going to look this up because I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued. But I guess I don't know. I just don't think that these angels are down here talking to us without the Lord's permission. That's not what their job is to do. I don't know. I have to look more into this so I can see where all this is going. The Lord runs deep with that stuff, but it's laughable. No data, just claims. Oh my goodness, y'all. Mm-mm. He's a spoiler alert. Thor's flow from progressive. Oh my goodness. He said he'd return with a flaming sword from the mouth, and the blood from the battle will be so bad it will take years to clean and take of the bodies. Jesus isn't some weak, loving God, but King. Yeah, I could have sworn he was coming to reign for 1,000 years. And that we were going to be caught up and reign with him. I don't. Venus is big in the occult. Yeah, I mean, they love some Venus, but Venus is another name for Lucifer as well. So they just use it interchangeably. But yeah, I just always hear their name. Ooh, we haven't seen nothing yet. The Father chained the most powerful and evil and destructive angel. It says in the end he will release them to roam the earth and do destruction. The thing is that they've been in touch with all these extraterrestrial beings and these beings underground. They're not going to know, you know, they're not going to know who's who when the time comes. These Even Satan masks around, transforms himself as an angel of light. It's always some play on Satan. It always is. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't want to be interacting with any being that's coming from Venus, knowing that they believe that Venus is Lucifer. The heck am I be talking to you about? And believing that you're going to give me some type of plan for the future. Like you're really trying to save me from something. And really I hate to say that, but the people that believe these beings is because they believe that these beings are the creators. That's the only way that you can come to the conclusion is if these beings are the creators and therefore they're concerned with what happens to us and what happens to this planet. It's crazy. I mean, but what can you say? What can you say? What if the great deception is the alien agenda? I think it's going to be one at least. I mean, if it's not the great deception, it's going to be one of the great deceptions. Because that's the thing. They're learning all of this. They're getting all this technology from these beings. They're learning all of this witchcraft from these beings, all of their weaponry and their tools from these beings. It just sounds like they're getting them equipped um, for Armageddon. Yeah, that's some. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same thing. Mm-mm. Sure seems like it. Nope, they really pushing that stuff now when years ago you'd be labeled crazy talking about stuff. Now it's on the mainstream news and in conversations in the open. Yeah. To the where they're literally even having conversations on the Senate floor or on, you know, about aliens. They will come down and say they gave us Jesus, Buddha, and Muhammad and the Pope because they were leaders to guide us back to them, aka the aliens, to help us evolve to our higher self. Yeah, I think they've already said that. That's definitely what they're saying. And the crazy thing is, I don't even think Buddha was a real person, was it? Did you ever see the thing where high-ranking leaders in the Pentagon thought these entities were demonic beings they were communicating with? Okay, so okay, so they knew. And that's the thing that these people know. They act like they don't know what's going on. They know. There's hardly anybody that didn't grow up with some idea of religion, whether it was a pagan religion or whether you knew about God. So there's no way that they're in contact with these beings. I shouldn't say that. Everybody don't know. You say, here we go, Tower of Babel again. Yeah. One of my childhood friends has worked for two of the major military industrial companies working on lasers. He said, there's no green men. That's our tech flying around in the sky. The crazy thing is, I never even heard about. When I hear about aliens, they're not flying or anything. It's usually them underground and them going down there to meet these things. That the pure light is the combination of all the religions, aka the colors in the rainbow, when put together, reveal the true light. That's how all religions, when we combine to be the same destination. Mm-mm. Yeah, I guess that's what they're going to teach. Because that whole Christ consciousness thing, when they pushed it hard, I hardly hear it anymore. I've got to be in a particular conversation for somebody to bring it up, but Christ consciousness was so big, and even now, people will tell you, no, Jesus wasn't real. It's just the mindset that we're supposed to have of him. Like, okay, so yeah, they know him, they respect him as a good teacher. They think he was a good guy. They don't worship him as Lord. He claims these lasers can be fired from 60 miles out and it instantly destroys targets without a trace of what caused the damage. He sends they get labeled as fires. A majority of the time, they're fired. Oh, oh, dang! Are they using these targets on people, or who are they using these targets on? These lasers on? That's crazy. That's way too far of a shot. That's dangerous. Divine Femme Energy, thank you so much for being here tonight. You gave some great information as well. Yes, see you next time. Yeah, y'all came with the fire tonight. I mean, y'all come with it. I ain't most times, but uh, to say that I was speechless a lot tonight, ooh, I didn't know what to say. They have Navy ships with these lasers deployed today, and isn't that crazy? I thought the Earth was a globe. How they shooting lasers in the ocean across the ocean? Mm-mm. That's crazy, y'all. Mm-mm. But y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I have been up since 1 o'clock this morning. My sleep pattern is all off for today. I'm gonna turn in. I'm gonna turn in. But I thank you all so much for joining the live tonight, giving some great information. This was a very, very jam-packed conversation. I've got a lot of things to look up, and I will do my best to keep dropping these videos, expounding on this information. My idea, which I've been wanting to do for a while now, but I end up pushing a new video. I do want to comb back through like old lives and all that kind of stuff to take different parts of our conversation and make sure that I expound on that. Because sometimes I know it's a short conversation and we kind of just touch on it and then we go. But I definitely want to be able to expound on a lot of the stuff that we talk about. So stay tuned. I've been working on it. I've been working on doing a lot of writing, as you guys can see if you're on the Patreon. Been dropping videos. So I will do my best to have another morning dive for you guys tomorrow morning so we can continue on these discussions. But thank you so much, you guys. Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, is that the okay, guys? We have a web. I'm guessing this is a channel to get the breakdown on the Galactic Federation. Thank you so much for dropping that information. I think there was one more that I missed as well. Hold on, y'all. One more comment. First, it was flat, then it was a globe. Now they say pear-shaped, convex. I know they grasping at straws, but that's what happens when you're not grounded in truth, right? Uh-huh. Disclosure more like desensitized. Y'all so funny. Let me get off of here, y'all. I'm gonna get some rest tonight. I will see y'all next week. I'll see y'all next week. Have a good night. Bye. Galactic rest. Y'all crazy. Bye.